Cale Dodds, athlete. You guys were just talking about how you guys are, you ran the St. Jude marathon, right? Or you ran for St. Jude?
I did, yeah. Me and a small group, we raised, our goal was to raise $10,000, but we ended up raising $14,000 and ran it for the kids. It was awesome. It's calling me an athlete's hard when you're sitting next to, the guy that probably ran a marathon to work today. So he's actually doing push-ups and commercial breaks.
Thank you so much. That's why I brought it up. I wanted you to give me a compliment.
Are you talking about
seriously? Stop.
The Ironman Chuck Wicks?
Yeah, four-time Ironman Chuck Wicks.
6.
My bad.
Yeah,
we can edit that out.
I haven't
half Ironmans, 3-time Ironman.
All right.
Okay, well, if you put them together, yeah.
Doing the math.
Iron Kids bread is all as close as I get.
Dude, I'm always amazed by I feel like one of the coolest parts about radio is the fact we get to like have this broad platform, kind of like you do, where we get to make a difference in a cool way. And it never. That's not true. We've had some really cool success stories, like the diaper drive and 100,000 thank yous.
Yeah.
But I always feel like there's these moments where we want to raise money for a good cause and you don't hit your goal because you can't figure out how to get people engaged.
Right.
How'd you do it? How'd you get to $4,000 past your goal?
Begged.
Like how? Relentlessly on the street or on Instagram or what?
You know rich people, don't you? That's what it is.
We went over to Green Hills and just knocked on
doors.
They're coming out of Nordstrom. Hit those guys.
It was nice to see you. Is there like a secret like where you go, oh, this has really made a connection for people on why they wanted to help the cause?
Well, honestly, it really started because I went to St. Jude, for, with all the artists. And,
Country Cares.
Yeah, Country Cares. Yeah. And man, I just kind of got the bug and I was like, what can we do outside of being an artist? Like, that's what we do every day. And I love that. Don't get me wrong. I've done so many benefit concerts and all the things, but these kids suffer every day, whether it's in treatments or, going through rehab or whatever it is. And I was like, what can we do that is physically demanding for us, And that's just kind of what sparked it. And so I said, you know what? Let's set a goal. Let's do it. It's going to be physically demanding, but it's not going to be nearly as demanding as it is for them. And the toughest part for me wasn't the actual race. It was the training for the race because I was on tour. I was on the Chase Rice tour at the time. And, it was going through, you show up to venues and you'd have 4 hours before sound check and you look at your schedule and it says, 18 miles that day. And you're like,
18 miles. How long does that take?
Well, it probably takes Chuck, 30 minutes, but it took me quite a couple hours.
Yeah.
So that was the hardest part.
You get in your car, you're like, all right, 18 miles. Cool.
Yeah, right.
Did you run it on the street? Is that how you did it? Or did you do treadmills sometimes?
It depended on, whether we were somewhere near, if the hotel had a good treadmill. Because usually the hotels that I'm staying at this point either don't have a treadmill or have a treadmill and it says out of order.
Yeah.
Or you're so
skips.
close to the ceiling, you're like,
well, I don't have that problem. You're 6'5", so you probably have that problem.
Man, I like this guy. He thinks I'm 6'5".
It's because you put your chair all the way up a second
Right.
ago.
Yeah, so you look a lot
there we go.
There we go.
Now we look like Dan and Shay. There we go. Perfect.
Who am I?
One of the stories, I remember this time I went to the Hollywood Bowl and Pat Monahan, remember Train?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Love Train.
Pat Monahan, and this is ingrained in my head because of the outfit he was wearing, which was just Umbro soccer shorts.
What?
Very short soccer short. Only that, running on a treadmill behind the Hollywood Bowl before the show. And that's when I realized how hard it must be to stay in shape when you're on tours.
Wow.
And then you see Tim McGraw and what he does. He brings
Right.
massive truck tires and flips them around and stuff. But dude, I just think
That's
it's so
freak.
cool that you did this.
Thank you, man.
This marathon, the money in particular. To be able to mobilize people to make a difference, super cool.
It was fun, man. One of the things we did, and I was actually going to get in touch with Chuck about it, but he didn't return my call, was, that's a joke.
He doesn't have his password.
Yeah, right. It's your other phone.
Yeah.
I have the old.
It's the flip.
I have the old number. But no, it's one thing we did do is we reached out to a couple artists and did a challenge, if you will, where it was hey, with my buddy Fillmore, I said, hey Fillmore, come run this race with me. And he'd respond back with a video and he'd be like, nah, man, I'm not going to run it. I can't. I'm on tour. But I'll tell you what, I'll donate if you, and they'd give me a challenge. And so we kind of made a social bit about it too, which was fun and got everybody involved. And that's one way we raised some money. But man, really, honestly, shout out to all the people who did donate because again, we raised $4,000 past our goal and it was just great. It was great to be able to do something for a cause,